Tonight, and this is Toys for Tots night, and a good opportunity for Kings fans to get into the holiday spirit. The U.S. Marine Corps Reserves every year collect toys for the needy. Last year, more than $3,000 worth of toys were brought to Arco Arena on this particular night. They're hoping that they'll exceed that number tonight, and you can see a lot of Kings fans came well prepared to help others who are not having as fortunate a time during the holiday season. So the spirit of the holiday is upon us as we get ready for this matchup involving the Kings and the Knicks. Let's turn now to the Folsom Lake Ford keys to the game. Let's start with the Kings, Derek Dickey.
Well, I think the keys, no question about it, have to be very physical. They got to bang heads with the Knicks, be ready to bump and grind. And also they need to play their game. Do not let the Knicks dictate the style and tempo of this game. And as far as the New York Knicks are concerned, they don't care how they win. They like to win ugly. They want a 60, 70, maybe even an 80-point game and break down the rhythm of the Kings. And, hey, Patrick Ewing is hungry. They want to feed him as much as they can and try to get the ball down on the block.
Checking now on Lionel Simmons. We had an opportunity to talk with the L Train. We mentioned that he's coming back for the first time after missing 2 months now with a knee being scoped. We had an opportunity to talk with Train prior to the ball game tonight. We asked him about the frustration of having to sit on the bench and watch the early success of his teammates.
Well, it's frustrating because I've been a part of on the other spectacle, and it's just frustrating because I wasn't out there to be able to participate and help the team win, and the team was doing great, which I was very happy for. But at the same time, I felt like I wasn't a part of it.
Is there a special anticipation or anxiousness now that goes with getting back on the active roster?
I'm very anxious and nervous at the same time. And I haven't been nervous like this for a while, but I'm sure once I get out there and get going that it'll leave me. And it's good to be nervous before the game.
What is going to be the supreme test now for this knee?
Just competition. I think just going up and down playing against NBA competition, because I've yet to really play that way in a couple of months. So I'm looking forward to just going out and playing against very good competition and testing me that way.
Do you at all feel like you're an outsider having to come back and prove abilities now, particularly in view of the Kings' success?
It's no question. I think that's kind of lit more of a fire to me because we have such competition at the positions, and I feel as though it gives me more of an incentive to want to go out and play even that much more harder to try and earn the minutes, which I'm sure I'm going to do.
A very candid Lionel Simmons talking about his feelings getting ready for this game as we check now tonight's Budweiser starting lineups. For the Sacramento Kings, it's going to be a familiar starting five by now, with a front line of Dwayne Coswell anchoring in the center, Olden Polynice, Walt Williams, and then Spud, Webb, and Mitch Richmond in the backcourt. Pat Riley has been juggling a team that the New York media is calling a team in turmoil, and John Starks is going to start now. He had been coming off the bench the last couple of games. He and Derrick Harper in the backcourt, Charles Smith, Patrick Ewing, and Anthony Mason gets the call in place of the injured Charles Oakley. Oakley made the trip. We had expected to see him in action tonight. The Kings had prepared for him to be on the floor, but because of problems with his toe, he is not in uniform. That could be a significant factor in the outcome of this game. Pat Riley, the head coach, we had an opportunity to look at some of the New York media clips from yesterday and today's papers in the Big Apple, and I mean to tell you, Derek, they are really going to work on the Knicks. And keep in mind, this is a club that's in second place in its division, but Orlando's hot start, I guess, has really got people stirred up in the East.
No question about it. A lot of people are really questioning Pat Riley and looking for leadership from a guy like Patrick Ewing and trying to get more vocal people out there on the floor. Now, if you look at a guy like Doc Rivers, Doc is a vocal person. Without him on this ball club, it's going to make the Knicks a totally different team. But Pat is getting a lot of pressure, not because they're winning or losing, but because the team doesn't have the chemistry that the New York fans and the New York media expect to see for a team to go to the championship.
Well, do you think Pat Riley's nervous? Boy, he sure looks like it right here. He is really churning inside. In the last 12 games, John Stark shooting only 30%, averaging under 10. Hubert Davis shooting 36%, 6 1/3 points. And those numbers, that's why everybody is calling the Knicks a team in turmoil, because they're just not getting the outside efficiency that they're used to. This is a team that took the Houston Rockets to a 7th and deciding game in the NBA Championship Series last June, and they came up a three-pointer short. If Stark's shot would have fallen at the buzzer, the Knicks would have had the rings, not the Rockets. Patrick Ewing, of course, had arthroscopic knee surgery at the start of the season, missed the preseason and training camp. He's been slow rounding into form. Mitch Richmond, we've talked about him a lot. He is playing the best basketball of his career at both ends of the floor. There's Starks alongside Richmond, and we're about ready to get this one underway at Sacramento's Arco Arena. Knicks control the opening tap, and it's Derrick Harper, who toiled for so many years in a Dallas Mavericks uniform. A great acquisition for the Knicks last season, who quarterbacks the club. Entry pass to Anthony Mason. They're going to try to get him off right away. He goes to the glass. He gets the bucket. The Knicks are on top 2-zip.
Well, this is a veteran New York team, and they don't practice an awful lot, but what they do, they work fundamentally on trying to execute situations and always trying to get the easiest basket available, get the layup whenever possible.
Mitch Richmond inside, pinned on the glass by Ewing, out of bounds to the Kings. Ewing gets the block. Kings wanted a goaltend there. That brought Gary St. Jean up off his seat very quickly.
We'll take a look at the Kings trying to go inside also, and the ball's going up. It's not a goaltend, but it is a very good call, and it's off the Knicks. But Mitch Richmond once again trying to get established early.
Walt Williams fires from the corner. His shooting woes continuing. Long lead-out pass. Charles Smith breaking, and he has the bucket. It's a 4-0 start for New York.
The Knicks want to get started early. They want to try to control the pace of this game and get the Kings back on their heels as quickly as possible.
Kings want to try to isolate and post up Richmond against Starks. Mitch with a pump fake, leans in, got this one cleanly.
That's a nice job, good execution. Get the ball down on the block. John Starks is not being very efficient on the offensive end. Make him work on the defensive side.
Harper plays screen and roll with Mason. Harper takes it on the dribble drive, has to go all the way through. From the corner, firing. Starks doesn't get it. He misses his first attempt. Long lead to Richmond. He fires it up, putting it on the floor. Rounded out, Ewing with the board. Starks against Richmond, feeds Ewing. Ewing backs in on Dwayne Coswell. Gets Coswell in the air, and the foul call on the way. And a quick head shoulder fake by Patrick did the job.
Well, Dwayne has to play straight up on Patrick Ewing because he's so strong and so tough down on the block. But the thing you don't want him to do, you don't want him to go to the middle. If he goes to the middle of the court, yes, you have some help, but you want him to turn away from the basket so that he has only one angle at the basket as opposed to being able to use the glass if he needs to.
Ewing gets the first free throw. Last season against the Kings, you can see he had huge games. Of course, the Kings play the Knicks only twice during the season. 29.5 and 15 rebounds. Turnovers, the only negative there. Second free throw missed, but Harper has it, and an opportunity. He passes up the shot right to Ewing. Watch for that little baseline jump hook of his. Not there. Face-up jumper on the way. This one slides down.
That's 3 shot opportunities for the Knicks because they've come out and really been more aggressive so far early in this game.
But Webb drives on Harper. Got a whistle here. And check foul from Gary Benson against Harper. Our 3 officials tonight, Joey Crawford, Bill Spooner, and Gary Benson. Kings put the ball in play with the fresh clock. Richmond isolated once again on the wing, backing Starks down toward the edge of the paint. Here comes the double team help. Mitch with a turnaround, got it easily. Nice move.
Very nice move, and again, you know, just trying to get the ball down for that high percentage shot somewhere in the 8 to 10 foot range.
Kings trying to deny, did a pretty good job. The Knicks had to use almost the full 5-second allotment to get the ball in play. Now it's straight man-to-man. Ewing ready to back in on Coswell. This time Coswell stays in his seat, blocks the shot, blocks another one as Mason came up with it. It goes out of bounds to New York. 2 good blocks by Dwayne Coswell.
That's what Dwayne Coswell brings to this team. He establishes the tone early in the game. You're not going to get in for easy layups like they did last year.
Starks buries it from the corner over Richmond. Kings worrying about his capability of lighting it up, even though he's been struggling as we've chronicled. It's a 9-4 early New York advantage. Rebounds favoring the Knicks. 5-1 in the opening couple of minutes. Richmond open for 3. This one doesn't go. Ewing has the rebound, looking long. The baseball outlet. Starks unable to track it down, and the ball will come back to Sacramento. Pat Riley applauding the look by Patrick Ewing.
Already it looks like the Knicks are trying to anticipate a baseball pass or someone running as soon as the ball goes up to the basket.
They had success on the initial leak out by Charles Smith. Walt Williams against Smith, feeds Richmond on first time on the opposite side of the block. Got a whistle here and a grab foul called on Starks.
I like this game plan by Gary St. Jean. Always trying to look to get the advantage, and certainly you want it down on the block, and Mitch Richmond is going to post up once again on John Starks and try to either get him in foul trouble or get the easy hoop.
Looking for an illegal defense call. Here comes the triple team, and Richmond beats the defense. What a great move.
Oh, it's just the execution, and this is how the Kings are going to be able to keep their field goal percentage up, and how they're also going to be able to keep the Knicks back on their heels.
Harper rims out. Coswell has the rebound for Sacramento. Finds Walt Williams in transition at half speed. Wiz now drives down the lane. He'll challenge Ewing. Pinned on the glass this time. That is goaltending.
We saw Walt Williams a few minutes ago come down and miss an outside shot. And, you know, again, a smart player is going to try to change. And that's a good change by Walt to now look to attack the basket.
Harper on top to Mason. Changes over to Starks. Now the entry pass. It's Smith working against Colony. Sealed off by the defense. Got a 3-second violation here. Charles Smith didn't clear the lane after they kicked it out on the second pass, so the Kings have an opportunity to get their first lead on this possession as you watch Gary St. Jean indicating the play set.
You know, defense certainly inspires your offense, and the Kings have been feeding on that throughout this early season. And, you know, this is another sequence right here that if the Kings can capitalize with a basket here, I think it's only going to give this team a little bit more incentive to play harder.
Kings have protected the ball well in the opening minutes. Coswell goes to the turn jump hook. Doesn't get it. Off the iron and out of bounds off Colony, so the Knicks get the ball back. That was the first opportunity for Sacramento to get its first lead of the night, and they were unable to come up with the shot. Smith watching people wheel and cut. Now it starts behind the pick. Fakes the pull-up. Kicks it back to Mason. Got a 12-footer. Got it.
Anthony Mason has worked very well on that shot. Anywhere from about 15 feet in the last 7 games, he shot 56% from the field.
Field goal numbers, 5 of 10 New York as Spud Webb penetrates, finds Colonies, fakes the pull-up. OP goes to the jump hook on a bit of a fall away. He loves to get his body sideways to the basket and launch that shot. He'd rather do that than take a face-up jumper.
It's an awkward-looking shot, but OP has pretty much mastered it.
Now Smith with a pump fake, leans in, gets it at close range.
One of the bright spots that Pat Riley's been very happy with this season. His numbers are up over last year. Averaged 10 points a game last year. He's up over 15 points a game this year, and he's increased his rebounding.
Kings trail by 3 as Webb looks for Walt Williams, isolated now against Smith. Will he launch? He takes the pull-up. And we've got a grab foul on the hand check here by Charles Smith. We'll get a mandatory timeout. We're 6 minutes 26 to go in the opening quarter here at Arco Arena. The New York Knicks have led since the opening tip. They're on top by 3. Kings will have the possession when we come back after this timeout.
If you want gasoline designed to be smooth running, mile after mile after mile, don't forget to pick up the 76 and keep your eye on the ball.
If you love the Sacramento Kings, Target's Fantasy Sweepstakes can get you closer to the action than you've ever dreamed, because you can win exciting fantasies, including a chance to be the team photographer or do the play-by-play. Nah, we can't get you on the team, but it's pretty darn close.
Kings calendar night coming to Arco Arena. It'll be next Wednesday, December 20th. The first 10,000 fans attending the Kings matchup with the Washington Bullets receive the brand new Kings calendar. Calendar brought to you by the Kings, the State of California Department of Conservation, and the Pacific Bell Smart Yellow Pages. So be sure you're one of the first 10,000 fans December 20th to get your Kings calendar for 1995. Olden Polynice scored 20 points in the Kings win 2 nights ago in Oakland. He gets his first 2 here tonight against the Knicks just moments ago.
I think OP's still riding with that confidence, but he wants to establish some offense early, and this is a nice jump hook from about 8 to 10 feet away from the basket. But watch OP as he continues to look for that scoring down low. Charles Smith, again, you want to keep him from turning inside the lane because at 6'10", he can jump over just about any defender.
There's Oakley on the bench tonight working on that gum. Boy, look at that suit and tie combination. Very, very colorful.
Little mustard suit there.
Looking strong. Kings down 3 as we come out of the first time out of the ball game. Walt Williams lobs for Polynice. Immediately draws a double team. Goes to the jump hook with the left hand and gets it.
Confidence. Olden Polynice is now starting to feel some confidence on the offensive end. He's doing a good job of rebounding the basketball and playing D, but now he's going to look for that basket a little bit more.
Stark speeds baseline. Mason mishandles the controls right back to Stark, and Richmond was there quickly. Smith changes it over to Harper. He's open for the 3-ball attempt. It's not there. Look at Richmond up there to grab a hand on it. It goes out of bounds. Let's take a quick look at OP's last score.
Well, again, get the ball down low, and this is a nice give and go after a screen set by Polynice, and he's going to take his time. Good head fake. Get Patrick Ewing to turn his head and use that left hand.
Webb pulls up behind the Polynice pick, firing, bounces high, and it's snatched down by Ewing.
Very close to a goaltend.
Mason underneath. Coswell misses it, but got a tip in the lane. It's Starks, I think, who got a hand on it.
Charles Smith. Oh, John Starks. You're right. That was a good call.
Knicks back on top by 3, just past the midpoint of the opening quarter. Gary Jarrell along with Derek Dickey. Glad to have you along with 17,000 plus at Arco tonight, watching the Kings and the New York Knicks. Richmond into the lane. The little runner crawls off the iron. Starks in transition. Stalked by Richmond, makes the pass inside, and they misconnect. He was trying to go to Smith down on the block. So New York turning it over. That's the 3rd turnover by New York in this first quarter of action. 5 minutes to go. Second chance points all in favor of New York. They lead 15 to 12. Richmond tries to feed a pass through traffic, and that is a turnover for the Kings. And Richmond is frustrated on the floor, kind of hollering at Joe Crawford.
Mitch wanted a foul on that. He felt like Ewing wrapped his knee around him.
Bank of America, proud to be a sponsor of tonight's game. That's Bank of America, banking on America. Smith on the left wing. Holden now starts his drive, dumps it out to Harper. Right quickly they come back to Ewing. Ewing to the jump hook off the iron. Tip knocked loose by Spud Webb, grabbed by Polynice. They volleyballed it. Coswell to Webb to Polynice.
That's better defense by Coswell, not allowing Ewing to turn completely into the lane.
Coswell sets the pick while Williams trying to find a seam. He does.
Looked like Walt Williams made a seam where there wasn't one. Went right through the arms of Charles Smith.
It was pretty good defense on the part of Smith because he had really locked off that alleyway. Here's Mason now from in front of the Knicks bench. Doesn't get it. Richmond has the board. Another chance for the Kings to get their first lead. Webb penetrates, pogos, 14-footer going to be short, gets his own rebound, dumps it out to Williams. Handle it. Thought it was going to be right in our lap there for a second.
Pretty close.
2 times now the Kings have had a chance to come down trailing by 1, and they've been unable to get their first lead of the ball game. Getting ready to check in is Anthony Bonner. Harper steps out on the wing, taking Spud Webb into the paint. Now Starks going for 3. Got it. John Starks gets his 32nd three-pointer of the year in just over 100 attempts, and the Knicks are on top by 4.
Starks starting to feel a little bit of confidence with that outside shot coming into the night's game. He had only been shooting about 19% from long range in the last 3 games.
In their last game, he was 1 for 9 with just 2 points, so he's already exceeded that total. Knicks doing a good job defensively. The shot clock's at 6. Richmond, little head fake on Starks. Now the spin, gets positioned. But boy, great defense by Starks.
Excellent defense. Little travel.
And a travel on the backcourt, so the Kings will get the ball back. Richmond a little bit frustrated, but we'll get a mandatory timeout. Just under 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. New York has been on top all the way thus far. They lead by 4 at Sacramento's Arco Arena.
winner limbo's home with Bud Light.
Oh, really? Lower.
Oh, my. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not low enough.
1994 was a great year for your Ford dealers with 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles. And to make sure we stay #1, we're going out with a bang. Ford's year-end clearance. It's your last chance to get 2.9 financing or a lease rate of $249 a month on Taurus. Last chance. Lease the best-selling Taurus sedan or wagon for just $249 a month for 24 months. Last chance. Get low 2.9 financing on America's leader, Ford Taurus. See your Northern California Ford dealer during year-end clearance and prepare to be impressed.
Hello, my baby, glad that I caught you staring at the idiot box. Your love life is in a rut. You're sitting there on your nice sofa. Love can be hell, I know all too well. I'm wanted by every lass. Trust me when I say it's a pain in the as for the WB, just watch us and see we're better than any date. From now on Wednesdays, we'll all be great. Yeah.
Let's take a look at Walt Williams, who scored twice now on penetration.
Well, it looks like Charles Smith has pretty good defense, but Walt Williams, using the strength of his upper body, gets enough separation between himself and the defender to be able to get that shot off. It was good drive and very strong, aggressive play by the Wizards.
47% for New York in the early going. The Kings just slightly under that. Sacramento down by 4 as they put the ball in play. New York with a 2-to-1 rebounding advantage early. Anthony Bonner now defending against Walt Williams. Now they switch, got Starks on him. Richmond down inside. Ball's knocked loose. Williams chases it down. 11 on the shot clock. It was deflected by the Knicks, who were really hustling the defense. Spud Webb back out to Williams. Here comes Williams in the lane. Off his foot, grabbed by Caldwell. 4 in the clock. That's an air ball. Going to be a shot clock violation? No, it's grabbed by Mason. And the Knicks have the possession with 2.5 to go in the opening quarter.
That's good, hard defense by the Knicks, not letting the Kings get the ball where they wanted to receive it.
And Riley spent the day before the travel day with a very defensive-oriented practice session, we understand. Foul is on Coswell as we look at Riley. Brian Grant getting his first call of the night for the Sacramento Kings. Rookie getting a nice ovation. Tomorrow afternoon, you can meet the Kings' new Lion mascot and see the fast break in action. It happens from 6 to 7:30 at Incredible Universe, Interstate 80 and Northgate Boulevard. That's the Lion and the fast break. Ewing for the baseline turnaround, and New York has its biggest lead of the night, on top by 6, 20-14.
It's going to be tough for the 6'9" Brian Grant to try to defend Patrick Ewing. Yeah, you want to make him turn away from the basket and take that shot, but you also want to get a hand in his face.
Whistle here and a hand check foul on John Starks. And Starks is a little frustrated.
Well, he is very frustrated because that's one of those fouls that he doesn't think is very much contact, but in the NBA, it's already been called, and the Knicks feel like they're one of the team that's been picked on by this call.
You know what? I don't have a lot of sympathy for them.
No, because, I mean, everybody knows that they're a physical ball club.
Yeah, and I felt like they got away with an awful lot on the pass. But Webb chased for a moment by 3 men to Grant. He's wide open, and he knocks it down.
You have to like that aspect of Brian Grant's game, being able to hit that open shot from anywhere about 18 feet in.
So a quick scoring contribution from the rookie. Mason sets the pick. Harper with a dribble drive. Feeds Ewing. Power rip with the right hand.
That's pretty good penetration on the left side by Derrick Harper, and dribbling with his head up to recognize the collapse of the defense around the basket.
Sacramento with only 1 assisted basket in this first quarter. Richmond feeds Grant, isolated on Mason, down low, mishandles the ball, clocks at 5, drop step, fall away. This one won't work. Rebound Ewing. Knicks on the run. They lead by 6, trying to extend the lead. Harper. Anthony Bonner to the trailing Ewing, scooped away by Spud Webb. Lead out pass. Polynice makes the catch. Richmond got loose. Polynice is going to be called for an offensive foul, I think. Yes.
Going to see what Derrick Harper is going to look at on the left side as he drives to the basket. Just a simple crossover to try to get inside, and OP seals it off. And if you seal off, you got to have some help on the weak side. And OP picks up this loose ball and is going to try to take it inside the score. And as he's going inside, defense Anthony Bonner steps right in front of him to take that charge.
Less than a half-minute remaining. Bonner working against Walt Williams. Spins baseline, takes it out to Ewing. Ewing fires. This one's not there. Ball's tipped out of bounds. 20 seconds remaining. Stop by the Budweiser display at participating local grocery stores. Receive a coupon good for $3 off upper-level seating at select Kings games during December and January. That's $3 off Kings tickets, courtesy of Budweiser. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds remain. Kings trail by 6. Low scoring first quarter to no one's surprise. And now a hand check foul on Hubert Davis, who had just come in to replace John Starks at the last dead ball.
Kings need a basket here for their own confidence. They only have 16 points in this first period. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but they need a basket so they can improve on the confidence level of this entire team.
Kings getting to the free throw line for the first time tonight, and as you know, in recent games, free throw shooting has been atrocious. The last 4 games, Kings shooting 61.5%. And Mitch Richmond, who's one of their better free throw shooters, missing the first one as we look at his career numbers against New York.
Always pumped up and play very, very well against the Knicks, and he's going to have to continue to do that in this game this evening.
Richmond gets 1 out of the 2. Less than 6 seconds to go. You see the time winding down. Harper into the lane for the runner. That was much too easy. Boy. Barry St. Jean and the Kings coaches will not be happy with that. New York on top by 7 at the end of the opening quarter at Sacramento's Arco Arena.
It's far superior to what we ever imagined.
The grand opening of Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota, Northern California's Ford and Toyota source in the all-new Folsom Auto Mall. Now you can save with our volume advantage, exclusive 0.9% financing, and no down payments or make no payments for 90 days. Plus, we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. It's a grand opening celebration. Hurry for 0.9% financing at Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota in the all-new Folsom Auto Mall.
Most places you go to, they have those combo meals, right? Burger, fries, Coke, and it's usually around $2, and they think they're giving you this great deal. What if you're hungrier than that? And what if you still don't want to spend more than a couple of bucks? Where do you go? Where do you go?
To Jack in the Box for our big deal combo. A juicy burger, fries, Coke, and one of our legendary tacos, all for just $1.99. That's a burger, fries, Coke, and a taco, just $1.99 at Jack in the Box.
Now you're talking.
The strongest man I can think of wasn't an athlete. The athlete I look up to most was a bigger hero off the court. And the person who inspired me to play basketball never played the game at all.
Heroes don't have to be important to everybody. Just one kid's enough. That's why the Bank of America Scholar Athlete Program gives kids college scholarships for writing about the people who inspire them most.
Even athletes have heroes.
Banking on America. Bank of America.
For gifts that entertain, you'll save at Tower. Get Prince's latest 1-800-NEW-FUNK. Melissa Etheridge, Yes I Am. Stone Temple Pilots' latest. Tom Jones, The Lead and How to Swing It. Willie Nelson's Healing Hands of Time. And Ace of Base, The Sign. You'll save at Tower.
Be sure to check your mailbox for the Rayleighs in Bel Air Junior Kings Club coupon book. It contains information on the Junior Kings Club and contests, as well as valuable coupons. Enrollment blanks available in all Rayleighs and Bel Air stores. Join the Rayleighs in Bel Air Junior Kings Club. Get to work on that right now. Derrick Harper on the run. Derrick?
Well, right at the end of the period, you were right, G-Man. This is a little bit too easy for the Knicks to be able to get that basket as the period ends. Someone is going to have to step in front of him and make him take a shot off balance, if anything.
Spud Webb working against Greg Anthony, who's in the game for Pat Riley for the first time. The entry pass to Richmond. Richmond posting up Hubert Davis. The baseline fall away, not on there. On the iron, but it's saved and kept alive by Brian Grant. Michael Smith, Brian Grant, Walt Williams, Richmond and Webb, the 5 on the floor for the Kings. Knicks have done an excellent job of taking the Kings out of their usual offense, I think. 7 on the clock. Webb fakes the pull-up in traffic, dumps to Richmond. 3 on the clock. Back to Webb. 2 on the clock. Draws iron. Rebound to New York.
Tough shot. The Knicks are playing extremely aggressive defense and not allowing the Kings to be able to face the basket in shooting position.
Charles Smith, Anthony Bonner, Greg Anthony. This is Hubert Davis into the lane. Kicks it out, and Smith spots up. Richmond with the board for Sacramento. 7-point New York lead, their biggest of the ball game. Ryan Grant facing up on Ewing, fires and hits nothing but net.
Nice job by Brian Grant to recognize that Ewing is not going to come out on him. If he does, he's going to have to put the ball on the floor once or twice.
Bullet pass inside to Ewing. Got position for the turnaround. Doesn't get it. Grant has the board, and the Kings have a chance to tighten it up. Webb pushes the tempo this time. Attacks the baseline. Contact. No call. Here's Grant. Look at him reach for the right hand. Off the glass.
That's what we're talking about. You got Patrick Ewing back on his heels the first time with the jump shot. Next time, he's going to have to respect that. You put the ball on the floor and you go around him for the layup.
Herb Williams waiting to check in for the Knicks. Randy Brown and Bobby Hurley have been summoned by Gary St. Jean. Ewing from the baseline, and a whistle and a foul call here on Michael Smith. Go back to that last hoop by Brian Grant.
Well, Brian's going to catch the ball at the top of the key and not hesitate at all. And this is a good idea for him to put the ball on the court, and nice concentration to be able to get that scoop up. Looks like he might have bumped knees with one of the Knicks players.
Bobby Hurley, Randy Brown have replaced Richmond and Webb in the Kings backcourt. Richmond with 7 points. Spud did not score in his initial stint. Here's Davis with a running left-hander, no good. Michael Smith rebounds, outlet to Hurley. Looking ahead for the long lead. The Randy Brown touch pass, Walt Williams, ball knocked away, and a foul call on the Knicks. Good transition push by the Kings.
No question about it. I like that because Bobby Hurley had the ball in his hands and immediately looked up the court for Randy Brown. Randy doesn't have a shot because he's out of position. He's got 2 defenders, so now he's going to look over his shoulder.
And Lionel Simmons is peeling off the sweats, getting ready to make his first appearance in a brand new uniform with a brand new logo, even though he is one of the senior members in terms of tenure in Sacramento now on the Kings roster.
We're talking with Eddie Jordan before the game. Eddie said you might expect to see Lionel play probably about 7, maybe 8 minutes before the end of the half. And what I'm going to watch for Lionel is he's going to come in, probably play 4 or 5 minutes and get winded. When he comes in the second time, that's where we're going to see how effective Lionel is going to be for the team.
Charles Smith with a little face-up off the glass. Brian Grant battles. Ball's knocked loose. Grabbed by Michael Smith. Kings on the run again. 3 on 3. Smith now slows. Brown with a skip pass to Bobby Hurley. Wide open for the Jays. Doesn't get it. Grant with another rebound. He's everywhere. Bobby Hurley with a crossover. Goes baseline to Grant. In traffic. Got to walk. So the L train checks in. He had his right knee undergo arthroscopic surgery October 17th, and you hear a great ovation for the young man known as the L Train. Now in his 5th year out of LaSalle University, he'll match up with his former teammate Anthony Bonner.
Lionel talked about how nervous he was just to be able to get in uniform, and he wants to be able to contribute to this team, but he's going to have to come in and play defense aggressively before he plays on the offensive end.
Kind of a forced shot from Hubert Davis, and then the push by the Knicks trying to get the rebound. Kings lineup now features Brown and Hurley in the backcourt. The front line, Brian Grant, Lionel Simmons, and Michael Smith. In the second quarter, Sacramento, that was out-rebounded 12-5 in the first quarter, has the advantage. Kings on a 5-point run. Chance to tie or take the lead with a 3-pointer. Hurley looking for Grant. Entry passes. He'll battle Herb Williams, the longtime veteran. Grant kicks it out in the corner to Randy Brown. Brown fires. It's short. Tip. Lionel Simmons, welcome back, L Train.
That's good execution. Brian Grant driving inside, and no one is there to stop his penetration. And when he recognizes the defense, pitch it out to the corner to Randy Brown. But the Kings are being much more aggressive on the rebounding boards.
And a standing ovation greeting the Kings as Riley has called the 22nd timeout, and that grin speaks a million words.
Well, this is Randy Brown's outside shot, but coming in at the bottom of your screen, Lionel Simmons comes right through the defense, and I don't think he's showing any sign of any weariness with that knee. This is a nice job by the L Train to attack the offensive glass.
Coming January 11, 1995. Now less than a month away, the WB Network will premiere right here on Channel 31. So get ready for your hilarious comedy series, including the Wynand Brothers, Unhappily Ever After, Muscle, and The Parenthood. All on the WB Network starting January 11th, Channel 31. Kings on a 7-point run to start this second quarter have tied the score for the first time.
Well, you always want to be concerned about how well your bench plays, and Pat Riley has to be concerned about his bench right now. They have not scored in this first quarter so far.
Greg Anthony mishandles the ball, but it's saved by Herb Williams. 5 in the shot clock. Davis with the entry pass to Bonner. 2 on the clock for the turnaround. Not there. Herb Williams with a putback. Misses it. Rebound, Lionel Simmons.
Lionel looks like he's building some confidence right now, getting in the flow of the game early. Everybody questioned, would he be able to help the chemistry of this team? I don't think there's any question. Gary St. Jean now has another option.
Hurley looking for Grant, can't find him, goes to Smith, inside to Grant. There's the three-point opportunity, and the Kings have their first lead. Michael Smith with the assist pass. Hurley launched it initially, and Grant goes to the line with Sacramento on top.
Well, we've already talked about many times this rookie-to-rookie combination, but Brian Grant shows some confidence with his outside shot. Now he's going to use the power to take the ball up to the basket and score inside the Swiss cheese defense of the Knicks.
Swiss cheese defense.
Swiss cheese. Got some holes in it.
I like that. Free throw is good. This is now a 10-point run by Sacramento. Bonner shovels to the corner. Davis launches for 3. High off the iron. Rebound tipped out. Bonner is there. Knocked away by Brown. Bonner on a knee. Feeds back. They'll launch again. This time it's in and out and in.
Well, if you give the Knicks enough looks at the basket, especially a scorer like Hubert Davis, he's going to knock that shot down. Has not been shooting well from the outside. Only 28% the last 3 games.
Kings with 11 from the bench. The Knicks only with 2 thus far off the bench. Here's a steal on a Hurley pass by Bonner. 3-on-2 numbers for New York. Randy Brown with the foul call. Kings ticket holders, next time the Kings score 110 or win at home, take your ticket coupon into any participating Carl's Jr. restaurant. And with the purchase of Western Bacon Cheeseburger, you get the second one free. Well, we're going to get a mandatory timeout here. We're 5 minutes, 6 seconds into the second quarter, and it's been a great second quarter for the Kings, who have taken their first lead of the ball game. On top at the moment by just 1.
There are 2 secrets to getting a great value on a new truck. One is to ask a lot of questions. The other is knowing where to get the answers you like. And your Chevy dealers have them. They're making your money count on the Chevy S-Series Extended Cab with airbag, air conditioning, and more for one low price. And you won't have to start paying for 3 months. Now, this is a secret I shouldn't keep to myself. Make your money count. See your local Chevy dealer today. Event ends January 3rd.
I heard about it Saturday night. Next day, I'm at the supermarket, and it hits me. Like I could totally afford all this cheese.
Okay, here's the kitchen window, right here.
On tonight's Sprite halftime report, he's known as the Animal. You probably know him as Kings rookie Michael Smith. Bob Gerald had the courage to approach the Animal, and you'll enjoy their visit. And we'll have the first half stats and highlights all coming up on our Sprite halftime report. Let's take a look at Hubert Davis here, Derek.
Yeah, the Knicks want to try to get this outside shot, and they're not shooting well in this period. Only 1 for 9. That's because the Kings have intensified their defense, and Hubert Davis knocks down that only shot. It actually went in and out and back in again, but the Kings are going to have to continue. If they continue aggressively on the defensive end, they will get high percentage shots and shoot 50%.
You mentioned the Knicks at 1 for 9. You see the Kings have hit 4 of their 8 attempts thus far in this quarter. The Knicks have the possession coming out of the timeout with a fresh shot clock. Greg Anthony matching up against Bobby Hurley. Davis doesn't get it. Rebound cleared by Michael Smith. Kings on the run. Here's the setup for Grant. Can't get the alley-oop. Feeds to Brown. Stolen by Greg Anthony in his quick hands.
A little bit late on the pass from Bobby Hurley to Brian Grant.
Knocked away again. Goes out of bounds off the Knicks, I think. Wait a minute.
I thought it was off the Knicks. Looked like it hit off the heel or off the back of the leg of Charles Smith.
Yeah, Joe Crawford, we could tell immediately, was screened down on the baseline. He was calling for help. So a jump ball has been called.
Off the foot. Nope, it was off.
Maybe off the knee of Brian Grant.
No, either Brian Grant or Michael Smith.
Mason checking back in as we look at Stark's performance tonight. He's hit 3 of his first 4 shots. Charles Smith goes to the Pat Riley bench. Tip is controlled by the Knicks. Starks, Anthony, Bonner, Williams, and Mason. Now the 5 on the floor. And an offensive foul call here, and a little pick set by Anthony Mason. Mason is a bruiser. He's in his 6th year out of Tennessee State. 6'7", listed at 250 pounds, and he's not afraid to put the 250 pounds on your body.
I think he's got 240 above his waist.
Man, he is tough. He was a great acquisition for the Knicks in recent years, a free agent acquisition in 1991. Hand check foul here on Anthony Bonner against his former teammate Lionel Simmons. 4th team foul on the Knicks as we near the midpoint of this second quarter, so this is not a shooting situation. AB, of course, missed the first part of the season. He had his right knee scoped, as did Lionel Simmons. Bonner appearing in only his 7th game tonight. Simmons against Bonner. The L-train with the post up. Won't drop, but he'll get to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
Well, Gary St. Jean is showing some confidence in Lionel Simmons. Got his first rebound, got his first basket off the tip in, but get him involved with the offense. Run a play or two for Lionel. Let him develop even more confidence as far as showing you're going to go to him.
Interesting, just to our left, Derek, Spud Webb has called Randy Brown over and is pointing something out to him. And that's the seasoned veteran who came clear off the bench, came way down the line, told Randy something, a little tip.
How many times did you see that last year? I mean, it's not to take anything away from the team, but now we're starting to see guys on the bench with their heads into the game, and they're recognizing situations and making it known to their teammates out on the floor right now.
This one rattles and comes out for the L train. 28-26 at the midpoint of the quarter. Kings on top by 2. Starks in the matchup against Randy Brown. Williams sets the pick. Starks back to Williams. Runs into Simmons. Now circles for the jumper and gets it. Herb Williams in his 14th NBA campaign has tied the score. Simmons into the lane, drops it out to Brian Grant. Back on top. Backdoor feed, a little lock and lob. Michael Smith mishandles. It was poked away, actually. It's still going to be King's ball. And the big fellow from New York, Patrick Ewing, is coming back in.
You see what Michael Smith did that time. He had the post up, and the defender was overplaying him, so he spun back door. Brian Grant has to recognize and has to execute that play.
In this quarter, the Kings have outscored New York 11-4. Smith cleaning up the missed shot by Grant, and the Kings have a new clock. Grant calls for it. Will he challenge Ewing down low? Faces up into the lane. Quick turn. Got the bucket. Big time play.
Not only does he challenge him, he faces up on Patrick Ewing, and it was a nice job by the rookie because rather than take a fall-away shot, he puts it on the floor and gets inside the middle of the lane.
Starks kicks baseline. Ewing with a 14-footer long. Rebound Mason. New opportunity. Starks for 3. He's got another one. Starks with his 2nd of the night, and the Knicks are back on top at 31-30.
Well, you talked about it in the open. John Starks is such a streaky shooter. You don't want him to get on a roll with his shot.
Bobby Hurley challenges the baseline, gets knocked to the floor. Pass to Grant with a left hand from Lionel Simmons.
Now, from our angle, we had a chance to see that ball be deflected, and Brian Grant still was able to concentrate, catch that ball, and take it up to the basket and score.
Kings on top by 1. Derrick Harper getting ready to check back in for New York. Starks wanting the ball on the deep perimeter this time to challenge Brown. Feed to Ewing. Ewing misses another one. Rebound snatched away by Michael Smith.
That's nice defense by Brian Grant to make Ewing turn away.
Bobby Hurley to Smith in the lane. Got a whistle here and a travel call against the Kings. For each shot that Dwayne Coswell blocks during one of our televised games, Target donates $25 to Sacramento Boys and Girls Clubs. That's $25 for each block shot during televised games, courtesy of Target. Dwayne had a couple of them early tonight, helping to set a tone. As we speak of Cos, he's getting ready to check in. Here are the Knicks inside, and Charles Smith. Nice position down on the low left side of the block. lead back to New York.
Excellent position by, I thought it was Charles Smith who caught the ball and rolled as the defender as Michael Smith rolled right with him.
Lionel Simmons from deep in the corner. Bounces, doesn't go. Mason with the rebound. Harper to Starks. Launches immediately for his third tray. Doesn't get this one. Hurley with a rebound. Looking long. Got Simmons streaking. Ewing to challenge. Shovels to the trailer. Michael Smith got the bucket.
Nice execution on the fast break, initiated by Bobby Hurley, keeping his head up while his teammates are running the floor.
Here's Mason now, measuring Simmons, trying to back him into the edge of the paint. Double team from Smith. Smith now trashes into the lane. Back out to Harper. He spots for three. Hits it. No, it's two. Got a foot on the line. Two-pointer from Derrick Harper. Our sixth lead change here, almost in succession. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first half.
The Knicks are trying to get that penetration inside, and with the Kings collapsing and playing aggressive defense, it's leaving the perimeter open for those jump shots.
Randy Brown against Starks. Spins. Starks anticipating. 5 on support. Simmons got a launch. He should have pulled the trigger right there. Too late. Turnover, Sacramento. We'll get a mandatory timeout now, credited to New York. 2:36 to play in the opening half. We've had 6 lead changes here in this flurry, and New York at the moment on top by 1.
One truck has set the standard in California, the Chevy full-size, with the biggest standard V6 and the most standard cargo capacity of any truck in its class. For $95, Chevy added an airbag and 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, standard. Now the full-size is setting standards for comfort with the newest, most comfortable interior a Chevy truck has ever featured. And at $14,095, the full-size is setting the standard for value, too. See your local Chevy dealer about a full-size today.
Most places you go to, they have those combo meals, right? Burger, fries, Coke, and it's usually around $2, and they think they're giving you this great deal. What if you're hungrier than that? And what if you still don't want to spend more than a couple of bucks? Where do you go? Where do you go?
To Jack in the Box for our big deal combo. A juicy burger, fries, Coke, and one of our legendary tacos. All for just $1.99. That's a burger, fries, Coke, and a taco, just $1.99 at Jack in the Box.
Now you're talking.
And remember, you're playing for Bud Light, ladies. The boys are back in town.
These guys are good.
Who are you calling guys?
Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am. Time now for your Tower Record Breaker, brought to you by Tower Records Video and Books. December 15th, 1984, 10 years ago, Gus Williams of the Washington Bullets recorded his 1,404th steal to become, at that time, the all-time leader in that category. That's your Tower Record Breaker for today. Look at the Kings in transition on the long lead out from Bobby Hurley.
Well, just on the outlet pass, Bobby looking straight up the court, trying to get the ball up for the easy basket. And nice recognition by Lionel Simmons to get that assist.
Back to live action. Starks cracking and drawing the foul. We'll get to the free throw line for New York. Check the NBA Ford scoreboard right now. Look at some other games around the league. Utah, road winner tonight at Washington. Bullets have lost 4 in a row. Denver also a victor on the road tonight. Reggie Williams back to 21 points in that one. Dallas got 40 from Jim Jackson tonight, and he went over the Boston Celtics. Dominique Wilkins had 33 in the defeat. The Lakers on the road. Boy, they're for real. Cedric Ceballos another good night with 36. Najuan with 22. The half Portland leads Seattle, and look at this. The Clippers beating up on the Warriors in the early second quarter. Knicks by 3 here. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. Lionel Simmons in his return to action, feeding Mitch Richmond, who's come back onto the floor for the Kings. Richmond's pass knocked away. He's controlled, and he called a 22nd timeout. Kings will gather around Gary St. Jean for a quick chat. Be sure to join John Mallos and Sharon Ito right after tonight's game for the day's latest news on the 10 o'clock news hour. You get primetime news 7 nights a week right here on Channel 31. Well, there's a look at the injured list for the Kings. Frank Rakowski in gray on the left. Trevor Wilson, who just went on the injured list today, and resplendent coat and tie. And over there on the far right in the vibrant green is Henry Turner. Looking pretty dapper tonight.
The Kings are anxiously awaiting Frank Rakowski, who is recovering from the injured shoulder.
Kings 54% in the second quarter after they were outshot by 10% in the opening quarter. Michael Smith to the lane, out to Spud Webb. Spud measures and fires for three. Planks it out the right side. That one was not close. Kings are down 3 inside 2 minutes to play in the half. Harper and Starks back in the backcourt. The starters on the floor for the Knicks.
Notice how the pace of this game changed when Patrick Ewing came back on the floor.
Patrick had to change the shot a little bit as Coswell left his feet, but forced him to change, and Walt Williams now brings it up for Sacramento. Smith looking for Richmond. Richmond backs in on Starks. Now the baseline turnaround that he loves.
Nice job by Richmond to be able to recognize it, get John Starks down on the block and try to take the ball right to him.
Richmond now with 9 points tonight. Brian Grant, incidentally, in his stretch had 13 points as we watch Harper fire and hit the 2-pointer.
Derrick Harper is such a smart player and one of those guys that the New York Knicks were very happy to pick up. Now in his 12th year, came in mid-season from the Mavericks last year, and he was happy to get out of there, and I think the Knicks were very pleased to get him.
Richmond isolated again on Stark. Goes baseline. A little flip over the top of Ewing is good.
That's a tough shot.
Boy, he just barely got over Patrick's outstretched arm. 1-point ball game. You see the time remaining as we count down the second quarter. Harper launches again. This one not there. Michael Smith with the rebound. Starks is down for the moment. Kings may have numbers. Here's Richmond to launch straight away. Short. Smith leading out to Starks. Got Coswell back. Looking for the cutter. It's Mason, and he's pushed from behind by Spud Webb. It'll be a 3-point opportunity. Boy, that's what running the floor will do for you. There's a great example right there.
Well, the Knicks were looking for a fast break, but this is what you call the secondary break because Anthony Mason is going to come down the floor, and you see John Starks actually slow down just enough to allow Mason to get in the flow of that easy transition basket. A little bit too easy if you're a Kings fan.
Mason goes to the line. His club leading by 3. 20.2 seconds to go in the half. Michael Smith just went to the Kings bench, and during his first tour, he picked up 6 rebounds to lead the Kings in that department.
Brian Grant had a terrific quarter offensively in that second period.
11 points in the second quarter, 2 there at the tail end of the first. 42-38, Knicks by 4, shot clock's off. Assuming the Kings will play down here for potentially the final shot of the quarter. Walt Williams. Looking for Coswell. Coswell shot no good. Ewing with a rebound. No time for the Knicks to do anything with it. And at the end of the first half, the New York Knicks leading by 4. Pat Riley headed toward the tunnel along with the Knicks. 6 lead changes, 2 ties, an entertaining first half, and a low-scoring one as anticipated. We'll turn to our Sprite halftime report right after we take this timeout.
Once again, it will happen. Someone will pick out a tree that's too big for the room, drop off some warm clothes, light the candle on the 3rd night, experiment with the turkey baster, watch all 18 bowl games, and someone will sing slightly off key with all her heart. Happy holidays from Bank of America.
1994 was a great year for your Ford dealers with 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles. And to make sure we stay #1, we're going out with a bang. Ford's year-end clearance. It's your last chance to get 2.9 financing or a lease rate of $249 a month on Taurus. Last chance. Lease the best-selling Taurus sedan or wagon for just $249 a month for 24 months. Last chance. Get low 2.9 financing on America's leader, Ford Taurus. See your Northern California Ford dealer during year-end clearance and prepare to be impressed.
See the best in college basketball when John Thompson and the nationally ranked Georgetown Hoyas come to Arco Arena for the Sacramento Holiday Classic. Host Cal State Sacramento, Grambling, and Fairfield join the Hoyas for 2 days of NC2A Division I action, December 28th and 29th. Sacramento Holiday Classic tickets are now on sale at the Arco Arena box office, all fast ticket centers, or charged by phone. Get your tickets now.
This portion of Kings basketball is brought to you by Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota in the all-new Folsom Auto Mall, Highway 50 at the Folsom exit, under the flag. By Coca-Cola Classic, always the #1 pick, always Coca-Cola. By Jack in the Box Restaurants, when you want something better. And by Incredible Universe. If it's not in the universe, it doesn't exist.
The halftime report is brought to you by Sprite. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst, Sprite.
In the second quarter, the Kings outscored the Knicks 21-18, but New York a 4-point leader at halftime as we welcome you to our Sprite halftime report. He's the surprise of the draft, and around here he's known as the Animal. You may know him as the Kings' second-round pick out of Providence, Michael Smith. Bob Gerald found out that while Michael is aggressive, almost intimidating during ball games, he's anything but off the court.
Michael Smith, he rips it down.
Passing the paint to Michael Smith off the glass.
Michael the Animal Smith is the steal of the NBA draft. Selected with the 35th pick in the 1994 draft, he has proven that he should have been a lottery choice.
For a rookie, he makes very few mistakes.
And Hurley draws iron, saved by Michael Smith, and he gets the putback.
Michael Smith. He works so hard, and he's about no nonsense. The guy just works every day. You can take a lick at him, and he'll come right back and give you his lick, and he just, as the expression goes, he brings a lunch pail every day.
Wow, what a move, a power move by Michael.
Every guy on the team enjoys being with him on and off the floor because they know he's got their back on the floor.
He's young, he's athletic, he's among the league leaders in field goal percentage, and everyone at Arco Arena is just wild about Michael the Animal Smith.
Ref, ref.
In training camp, Olden Polynice nicknamed Michael Smith the Animal, and it stuck. OP was impressed with Michael Smith the very first time he saw him. The two met on the training camp floor diving for a loose ball.
I'm used to doing it, but to see him do it, I was like, hey, the guy after my own heart.
Another reason Polynice is fond of the Animal is that the rookie is not afraid to ask a veteran for help.
Asking for help, not being so manly and so tough to where you say, I don't need the help. Everybody needs help.
But what isn't manly about Michael Smith is his bark.
Michael, on the other hand, needs to get some bass in his voice, because I'm hearing, Mike, it's, woo, woo, woo.
I'm not messing with you no more.
A man of very few words, rookie Michael Smith. He had 2 points, 6 rebounds in his tour in the first half. The Bud Light Daredevils entertaining at Sacramento's Arco Arena at halftime, where the New York Knicks have a 4-point lead. We'll continue from Arco in just a moment.
This 31 News Break is brought to you by The Money Store. Refinance your home and consolidate your bills with just one call.
Good evening, I'm Sharon Ito.
And I'm John Mallows. Hope you're enjoying the game right here on 31, the Kings and the Knicks. Tonight at 10, we'll have the story of murder and cover-up by fire. The Sacramento victim stabbed, his car stolen, then his home torched.
Also new developments in the crash of the jet in Fresno. The tape showing some frantic final seconds before the crash. And from Fresno, they are talking about the hero in the cockpit, about the lives he saved.
Also, we'll talk to one Learjet pilot here in Sacramento and hear what it must have been like trying to land the crippled plane.
Also, the Lodi drug bust, high school kids rounded up right in front of their classmates. And we'll take you to a foothill school where they are so worried about mountain lions, they have built a special fence to keep them out.
We have those stories, plus the fog. Is it back in the morning? And what was President Clinton saying tonight? We'll see you at 10.
What they do is simple.
so simple it would be easy to miss it altogether. But they're making a difference. You see, drunk driving fatalities are down 32% in the last 10 years. And fatalities from teen drunk driving are down 60%. So to everyone who checks an ID, offers to call a cab, or helps a customer know when to say when, we extend our thanks. By doing what's right, you are making things better. A message from Budweiser.
It's 3 a.m., and you've got to get the year's most important contract to your company's biggest client overseas. And guess what? The fax just won't go through. What are your options? Well, now there's a new option. Call 1-800-THROUGH-FAX, and AT&T's International Fax Service Center will help you solve the problem. Only AT&T guarantees to get your international fax there. No matter what it takes. AT&T for the life of your business.
Our friends, Roger and Laura, they own the store where we bought the ticket. We gave them a pool.
We knew something was up. The foreman wanted to see us right away. They say nobody wins the lottery? Oh, yeah?
It's far superior to what we ever imagined.
The grand opening of Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota, Northern California's Ford and Toyota source in the all-new Folsom Auto Mall. Now you can save with our volume advantage, exclusive 0.9% financing, and no down payments or make no payments for 90 days. Plus, we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. It's a grand opening celebration. Hurry for 0.9% financing at Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota in the all-new Folsom Auto Mall.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
The 38 points for the Kings is their lowest total in a half thus far this season, and we expected a low-scoring game, Derrick, and we are getting it. And a couple of things of interest. We talked about John Starks. Would this be the night that he breaks out? Well, he's had a pretty solid first half for the New York Knicks.
Well, John Starks is always going to look to score. There's no secret to that, but what John needs to do is he has to continue shooting. That's what Pat Riley wants him to do. You see he's 4 out of 6 from the field. If you're a Kings fan, you don't want to see that, but his job is to shoot the basketball, and shoot it he will. If the Knicks are going to get the ball inside, wait for the defense to collapse and pitch it back out, and John has been hitting that shot. Pat Riley has to be pleased with that. Now the Kings, on the other hand, they've run a lot of isolations. They've tried to get the ball down on the block because of the swarming defense of the Knicks. Brian Grant has had a terrific first half. 6 out of 8 from the field, but he's getting the ball on the block, and the rookie is taking the ball right to Patrick Ewing, trying to get inside the paint and be able to score. But you're going to see him on another exchange get the ball down low, and Brian's going to show his strength inside. This is rookie-to-rookie pass. Michael Smith, Brian Grant, get the ball up and power it to the basket. Now watch what Grant does against Patrick Ewing. He's going to play tremendous defense, and you know, we talked about how Ewing likes to take the ball inside. Grant is not going to let him go, and he's going to deny that, forcing Ewing to miss that shot.
Well, Patrick Ewing's numbers are reflected in that. 3 of 11 in the first half of action, and give Brian Grant a lot of credit. Brian came up with 2 block shots. Coswell had 2 block shots. They're giving Patrick a tough time. So if they can shut down Starks on the perimeter, continue that effectiveness inside, maybe the Kings will have the opportunity to knock off the Knicks as second half action is just around the corner. Our Sprite halftime report continues from Arco.
The halftime report was brought to you by Sprite. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Sprite.
Gillette introduces the next revolution in shaving closeness. Microfins. And they're only on the new Sensor XL. These microfins precede the blades. As Sensor XL's spring-mounted blades adjust to your face, these soft, flexible fins gently stretch your skin, so your beard stands up for the closest, most comfortable shave. Get closer than ever before. Get the new Gillette Sensor XL.
Most places you go to, they have those combo meals, right? Burger, fries, Coke, and it's usually around $2, and they think they're giving you this great deal. What if you're hungrier than that? And what if you still don't want to spend more than a couple of bucks? Where do you go? Where do you go?
to Jack in the Box for our big deal combo. A juicy burger, fries, Coke, and one of our legendary tacos, all for just $1.99. That's a burger, fries, Coke, and a taco, just $1.99 at Jack in the Box.
Now you're talking.
One truck has set the standard in California, the Chevy full-size, with the biggest standard V6 and the most standard cargo capacity of any truck in its class. For $95, Chevy added an airbag and four-wheel anti-lock brakes, standard. Now the full-size is setting standards for comfort with the newest, most comfortable interior a Chevy truck has ever featured. And at $14,095, the full-size is setting the standard for value, too. See your local Chevy dealer about a full-size today.
For gifts that entertain, you'll save at Tower. Get the Murder Was the Case soundtrack. Pearl Jam's Vitology. Queensryche's Promised Land. Smashing Pumpkins' Pisces Iscariot. The Cranberries' No Need to Argue. And the Eagles' Hell Freezes Over. You'll save at Tower.
Some people think of gasoline as a little dot in the expansive field of life. Then there are those who recognize the importance of great gasoline, like Unical 76 and the feel of the gasoline groove. Yeah, the groove of a smooth drive, uninhibited motion that makes you want to keep moving to the groove. Going down long, curvy roads, driving free to your own beat as your car's engine grooves to a great gasoline from Unical 76. Keep your eye on the ball, baby.
Sacramento Kings looking for some special holiday cheer as they welcome the Knicks to Arco for New York's only Northern California appearance here in Sacramento. New York with a 4-point advantage at halftime as we take the timeout.
If you love the Sacramento Kings, Target's Fantasy Sweepstakes can get you closer to the action than you've ever dreamed. Because you can win exciting fantasies, including a chance to be the team photographer or do the play-by-play. Nah, we can't get you on the team, but it's pretty darn close.
Are you colder than I am? What was that?
Wait on me.
Heads up, look out!
Wait a minute. Can you see anything yet?
Just a second, settle down. He's opening the refrigerator. Trust me, it's not a store brand. I can't see through you.
But you both off our place. Wait a minute. It's...
Can you see? Come on! You guys, definitely second.
Welcome to Carl's Jr. Larry, I know what you've been dreaming about. You're hungry for a Mexican adventure. Go for it, Lair. The guacamole bacon cheeseburger. Only Carl's would combine zesty guacamole, spicy Santa Fe sauce, a big charbroiled burger, crispy bacon into a fiesta in a bun. Right, Larry?
Hasta la vista, baby!
Easy, hombre.
The guacamole bacon cheeseburger only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star.
Can you hear it? It's the 16th annual Toyota-thon. Time to celebrate the best all-star lineup of new Toyotas ever. Like the new flagship, Avalon, starting at only $22,758. Or the new Toyota T100 Extra Cab. Big room, big power. Check out the all-new Tercel, starting under $10,000. And here comes the redesigned Celica Convertible. So hurry to your Toyota dealer now during the 16th annual Toyota-thon. New year, new cars, great deals.
This portion of Kings basketball is brought to you by Toyota and your Northern California Toyota dealers. By Target, expect more, pay less. By Coca-Cola Classic, always slamming, always Coca-Cola. By Folsom Lake Ford and Folsom Lake Toyota in the all-new Folsom Auto Mall, Highway 50 at the Folsom exit, under the flag. And by Carl's Jr. Restaurants, home of the original Western Bacon Cheeseburger.
Kings with the first possession of the second half. Olden Polonese, the jump hook not there. Ewing with the rebound. Just underway as we welcome you to second half action coming out of the Sprite halftime report. Derrick Harper in the matchup with Spud Webb finds Starks off the wing in rhythm firing out the right side. Walt Williams controls for Sacramento. Crosses over into the lane, drops to Coswell, fouled on the way up.
Nice job by the Wizard to try to get that penetration and get inside.
Leading scorers for the Kings, 2 men in double figures, led by the rookie Brian Grant off the bench. Mitch Richmond had 11, Walt Williams 5. Starks with a dozen, Mason and Ewing with 7. Who joined us late tonight, Charles Oakley not playing. He is not in uniform because of continued problems with a toe injury. There's Oakley on the Knicks bench. Earlier today, the Knicks released the veteran Doc Rivers, a 12-year veteran, and also Ronnie Grantison in his 3rd NBA season. Dwayne Coswell, who has struggled, to say the least, at the free throw line in recent games, gets his first opportunity to fall tonight. He is 14 of 31 in the last 10 games. That's 45%. That's a struggle. This one rims out. Not many free throws shot in this ball game. The Knicks are 4 of 5. The Kings are now 5 of 9. Smith. Mason straight away. Ewing trying to keep it alive. Knocked loose by Richmond. Long lead out pass. Walt Williams. Williams with a crank it up 2-hand rip.
Good job by Mitch on the strip away.
Good job defensively, and then the quick look up the floor to see the release by Walt Williams. Ball knocked loose again by the Kings defense. Williams may have knocked it loose. Webb to Richmond. Richmond challenged. Doesn't get off a shot, but he'll get to the free throw line. A couple of good quick pushes by the Kings.
Good defense by the Kings. That's what set up the opportunity for these transition baskets. This one is initiated by Mitch Richmond, who's able to get his hands on a loose ball. And now you're going to see Richmond out ahead of the team to be able to come up and get to the free throw line. But it's great defense that has initiated this short spurt in the second half.
Leading guard scorers in the NBA, you see Mitch Richmond right there. Jim Jackson had a huge night tonight. He padded his number. He had 40 in a victory over the Boston Celtics.
Going to be a terrific player in this league for a long time.
Richmond, who missed 1 free throw attempt in the first half, gets a pair here, and as a consequence, the Kings are within 1. Or are they? Wait a minute.
They're 1 ahead.
They're on top. I didn't realize that. My apologies. Mason with a reverse, and he'll get a 3-point opportunity. I suddenly looked up at the scoreboard in almost a state of disbelief.
But we always talk about Michael Smith for the Kings, who appears to be ambidextrous as time, uses his right hand a lot as a left-handed player. Anthony Mason is another one of those players. You see him using the basket and also his right hand being a left-handed player to be able to get this shot off.
He adds the free throw. Knicks lead it by 2. Just underway here. Early third quarter action in Sacramento. Kings are going to be on the road. They fly tomorrow afternoon to Phoenix. The Knicks play the Phoenix Suns tomorrow night at America West Arena. And then the Kings move in for a Saturday ball game. We'll be televising that one. Richmond for 3 in the lead. Doesn't get it. Ewing has the rebound. Starks made the quick release, but they couldn't get the ball to it. Mason challenging Walt Williams. Dumps it to a trailing Ewing for the spot up 18-footer, and he drains it.
Patrick has really improved his range out to almost 20 feet.
Kings down by 4, had the lead briefly. A 5-point New York run. Richmond swings to a wide open Walt Williams. He rims it out. Coswell tracks it down. Back on the perimeter, Wills to try again. Bounces high and over the top of the backboard. Williams on the night now 3 for 6 from the floor. He has 7 points. Mentioned his shooting difficulties. In the last 6 games, he's averaged 19.5 points, but in the last 5, shooting only 31%.
Well, that's a shot Walt's going to have to get his confidence back.
Mason against Williams. Mason takes him in deep, doubled by Pollins. Ball knocked away. Webb with it. Kings on the run. 4 on 3. Webb off the pogo. Calls out. Coswell, power putback.
That's a tough job by Dwayne Coswell. The thing I like about it most, Spud Webb was out in front. Dwayne Coswell ran the floor, was able to get the offensive rebound and the stick back.
Harper doesn't get the 3. Coswell has the board. Coswell with 4 rebounds. Spud Webb all the way through. Left hand got the bucket. Pat Riley wants a 22nd timeout. As for the 3rd time tonight, the score is tied. We're even at 47. The Kings surrendered 5 unanswered points, and then they answer right back.
Well, the Kings have been struggling offensively with the Knicks' aggressive defense in the half-court set. There's a way to beat that. The best way to beat that, you play aggressive defense yourself, and if you get a chance, you run the ball up the court and try to be as aggressive as you can in transition. Now you see Dwayne Caldwell getting that offensive rebound and a very tough, very aggressive stick back.
Incredible Universe wants to give you incredible seats to an upcoming Kings game. Just stop by Incredible Universe at Interstate 80 and Northgate Boulevard. Circle the Kings logo on your entry blank. You could win seats so close to the action that they are, in fact, incredible. Even at 47, Knicks will come the length of the floor after the 22nd timeout. Rebound numbers have certainly tightened up after New York had an early 12-5 advantage. Smith looking for Ewing. They go through Harper now to the big fella. Patrick floated down the lane, and the foul call from Bill Spooner. And the call goes against Caldwell.
Dwayne felt like he got all ball on this. Patrick Ewing gets a mismatch, and if you see this exchange, it looks like Caldwell got ball, but the referees call a foul, and you're going to send Patrick Ewing to the line, but it was an instant mismatch as soon as Patrick felt the smaller body of Walt Williams.
4th personal foul on Dwayne Caldwell. Patrick uses all the rim. Fewest games needed to reach 10,000 career points. 2 of them playing here tonight. Ewing took 426 games. Mitch Richmond 441. Patrick's numbers this year down a little bit from his numbers in recent years, but the 2 free throws gives the Knicks the lead. Ewing in double figures with 11. Comes in averaging 19.8 this season. Richmond with a little floater. Got it.
That's a nice job by Mitch, trying to disrupt John Starks as best he can. And by being aggressive on the offensive end, John Starks is now going to probably show some frustration and try to get right back at him.
This is Charles Smith with position, and he's fouled from the backside by Olden Polynice.
It doesn't matter how many times you reach for a ball on the defensive end, but when you hit a guy from the backside, I'm telling you, almost 9 out of 10 times that ball that's going to be called a foul in this league. But OP tried to get back and recover, not able to get there.
Charles Smith now with 6 points, 7 points with that free throw. First time he's visited the free throw line. He has such a fluid stroke. Of course, he's been known as fluid. I guess that's been one of his nicknames for a lot of years. Tremendous athletic ability. A lot of people question whether or not he's ever really reached his great potential, but he can make great contributions, just as Mitch Richmond can for the Kings. This time it pops out, however. He had the post-up opportunity, and the shot didn't drop. Interesting to see if they go to Ewing now to challenge Caldwell, who has 4 fouls. Starts off the pick. That one's not there. Ball's tipped out, grabbed by Mason. Starks has time to measure this one for 3, and he's got it. Boy, that's a big offensive rebound right there for the Knicks.
Certainly is, because the Kings had an opportunity to come up with that loose ball and really start to work and gnaw away at the Knicks and try to get some frustration on their part.
3-point numbers. The Kings still looking for their first of the night. Shot clock is down at 6. And the ball deflected, and that's a turnover by Sacramento. The lead out to Smith. The easy basket coming up here. Gary St. Jean wants a 22nd timeout. Just that quickly, after the Kings had bounced back to take the lead, they are down 7, 56-49. And a full timeout is going to be taken. We're 5 minutes and 12 seconds into the 3rd quarter. The New York Knicks are on a 7-0 run against the Kings. Knicks kicking off a 3-game road swing through the West.
Dear Diary, today it's sunny and noisy.
You see what I see? We're safe!
What are you looking at?
For the great taste that won't
fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Incredible Universe is the only electronics store that lets you play with everything, including all our video games. That's why we have to have low prices. Because if we didn't, you just keep playing. Incredible Universe, where low prices are the star attraction.
Kings have a variety of ticket offers available to fit every need. You can purchase the game pack, which gives you the best available seats for a limited number of games. They also have special offers for groups. And just in time for the holidays, the Kings Holiday Pack makes a very nice gift. All the Kings ticket offers, 928-3650. Operators are standing by right now. Get a hand on some Kings tickets.
Kings have had a few opportunities to get the ball inside and try to avoid the shot blocking of Patrick Ewing. This is a nice job by Mitch to work inside to try to get that shot off. And now you see a steal coming up by the Knicks. Charles Smith gets his hand on it and also is the recipient of that pass from Patrick Ewing.
Kings out of a timeout now. Nearing the midpoint of this third quarter, Richmond in traffic, dumps to Spud Webb, saves it out to Webb Williams, can't get the spot up. Goes to the finger roll, way too hard. Coswell loses it, and it's grabbed by Patrick Ewing. Harper throws it away, trying to go to Starks. Kings need to settle right now. Coming out of that timeout, they looked like they were still a little panicky on that last possession, I thought, Derrick.
Yeah, they were. They were still trying to rush a shot, which is fine. However, you don't worry about a guy like Patrick Ewing. You take the ball right to him if you want to get a shot off.
Foul call here as Richmond ends up on the floor, and Starks picks up the personal. That's 3 on Starks. Wednesday and Friday night, 7 to 9, as we look at Richmond. Listen to Kings Talk on our flagship station on the radio network, KHTK, Hot Talk 1140. Bob Gerald will handle tomorrow night's show, so be sure you're listening at 7 on Hot Talk, KHTK 1140. The hustle board shows the Knicks with a rebounding advantage, also one advantage in steals. The Kings have blocked 5 New York attempts tonight. 2 by Coswell, 2 by Brian Grant. Polonese and Webb play pick and roll, and Spud with a runner. The shot's not falling now for the Kings.
No, it still looks like they are very conscious of Patrick Ewing inside and rushing those shots just a little bit.
Smith feeds baseline to Mason. Brian Grant going off the sweats for the Kings as Mason drops back and hits the little fadeaway, and the Knicks have their biggest lead of the ball game.
The Knicks are getting good looks at the basket, and they're also getting those good looks. It's all being set up by playing good, hard, aggressive defense.
Kings have gone total. Polonese in traffic is foul, and the block goes against. Well, let's wait and see. I thought at first it was Ewing, and it is. I wasn't certain about that. Here's Brian Grant, who had 13 points and 3 boards in his stint off the bench in the first half, replacing Dwayne Coswell. Coswell with 3 points, 4 boards, a couple of blocks. And Olden Polonese at the line for Sacramento.
I thought Dwayne did a good job once again of setting the table, establishing that the Knicks could not come in and get a lot of backdoor layups.
Kings have now missed 5 of their 12 free throw opportunities tonight. New York, on the other hand, is 9 of 10.
Cannot miss a lot of free throws against the team, the quality of New York, because your possessions are going to be very, very important. Every time you get the ball, you want to try to capitalize by either getting a good shot off or get to that free throw line.
Well, that breaks a mini drought for the Kings. They had been hung up there, trailing by 9. Now it's an 8-point game. Harper is behind the Ewing pick, and Ewing is called for the offensive foul, trying to screen off Spud Webb. Boy, that's when Spud takes a lot of punishment. When you're 137 pounds out there trying to bounce off those big 250-pounders as they set the picks, it's a tough night to run.
Well, you see the scoring run over the last 3.5 minutes. The Knicks have continued to tighten up their defense, and the Kings have to respond with that. They respond by playing aggressive themselves, and if they can do that, they can come away with some easy baskets inside.
But Webb puts the Kings to the 52-point mark with 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Starks feeds Smith. Ewing at the elbow dumps inside. Mason with a pump fake, and he got a tough one in traffic.
That's a powerful shot by Anthony Mason. We talked in the first half about his upper body strength, and that's exactly what he used.
Mitch Richmond working on Starks. Loses the ball. A lot of contact, no foul call. Starks is now fouled by Spud Webb. A lot of contact down there, and I think Mitch is starting to sense a little frustration. He is glaring toward Bill Spooner.
I believe Mitch wanted to try to either get that shot off or get a defender off his feet so he could make a pass, and loses the handle.
Knicks lead by 8. Charles Smith against Brian Grant draws the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Charles Smith starting to show he's very aggressive and try to move inside, and this is good body up by Brian Grant, and I thought that should have been a no call, but you know, you're going to get that call if you're aggressive on the offensive end trying to turn inside.
Smith with 10 points tonight. Remains perfect thus far at the free throw line. Chance for the Knicks now to go up by 10, which would be their biggest lead of the evening.
They had pretty good numbers against the Miami Heat. You just saw there in 31 minutes he had 24 points, only 5 rebounds, and fouled out of the contest.
Well, a typical New York game, bruising, low scoring. The Knicks have been giving up more points this year than they did last year when they led the NBA. About 8-9 more per game, but the Kings haven't found the offensive secret yet. Walt Williams gets it. Boy, that one almost crawled off the iron. That's the tough rolls that he's been facing of late.
But it was a good, hard, aggressive move to the basket instead of just pulling up for the jump shot that the defense gave him.
He has 9 points. Ewing with an elbow on Polonese. Did you see him clear out the space there?
Yeah, I did. And he got enough clearance to be able to turn inside, and OP could not body up against him.
When you talk about the little tricks of the trade, on our particular angle from where we sit, we had a great look at that. Brian Grant, who had success against the Knicks in the first half, doesn't get this one. Ewing pulling down the rebounds, has 13 points and 13 boards. Knicks lead by 10. Whistle here, offensive foul. That's on Charles Smith. Michael Smith checking in to replace Olden Polonese. For the Kings, Richmond, the top scorer tonight with 15. Grant has 13, only 2 men in double figures. The Knicks have 4 men in double figures, led by Starks with 15. New York extending that rebounding advantage. It was a 2-board difference. Now it's up to 7 at 31-24. Walt Williams to challenge Anthony Bonner. He rims in and out.
Walt can get that jump shot all night. He's going to have to show some aggressiveness with getting the ball down closer to the basket, inside of 10 feet.
Ewing against Michael Smith. Double ball off the bottom of the backboard, grabbed by Spud Webb. Spud drives inside, scoops, scores. Nice take against Greg Anthony. Pat Riley does not want to get this crowd involved in this ball game whatsoever. He quickly calls a timeout. It is an 8-point New York lead. Greetings from S. Claus.
It is a world of spaciousness. It is Avalon. Extraordinary comfort that creates a serene environment. Engineering that virtually eliminates noise and vibration, establishing a higher level of elegance than any Toyota ever. Avalon, the new flagship from Toyota. Experience the tranquility.
Sending an international fax. There's no telling what could happen to it along its way. Unless, of course, you send it with AT&T. Only AT&T has a unique service that goes along with every international fax your business sends. It's a service that'll help you solve just about any problem.
No, it's not the line, it's their fax machine.
So your fax will get there, guaranteed, only from AT&T, for the life of your business.
Well, Charles Barkley is back playing for the Phoenix Suns. Our next telecast Saturday night, less than 48 hours from now in Phoenix against the Suns. Game time 6 o'clock here on Channel 31. And, of course, all Kings games can be heard on the Kings radio network on our flagship station of Hot Talk, KHTK 1140. Greg Anthony feeding John Starks. Ewing sets the pick. Starks goes baseline. Got it.
Nobody ever said John Starks didn't have a quick step. He is very explosive to the basket, and at 6'5" can really get up over the rim.
Bench scoring favoring Sacramento tonight, but the Knicks have made their last 6 straight field goals. They lead by 10. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Grant backing in on Mason. Finds space. Goes up. Blocked from the backside. Ewing with the block. Patrick took the step there. Gets the reset for the jump hook. Short. Kings do get the ball. Michael Smith pulling down his 7th rebound of the night. Well, Williams with a crossover finds the seam. Got the easy basket.
Nice job by Webb to be able to use that crossover to get between 2 Knicks defenders. But again, he's got to continue to look inside for those shots and not rely on that outside jump shot. It's not falling.
In the third quarter, New York at 57%. Kings at 43. Ewing building on the New York number.
That's about as good a defense as Michael Smith can play against Ewing, who's about 6 or 7 inches taller. Make him turn away from the basket.
Now he's going to get Herb Williams in. Here's a steal attempt by Starks and a loose ball foul called on Richmond. Trying to get it back. Oh, Mitch, be careful. He hammered the ball on the floor in disgust at the Joe Crawford call. And there are those in the NBA who would probably hit him with a quick tee right there.
Keep an eye on Mitch. Watch his left arm and see the left arm push up. Yes, it was. It was a good call.
Yeah. And an excellent look on that replay.
Also a good no call by Joe Crawford because he heard the ball slam to the floor and the experienced referee turned his back.
Starks with 17. This is the first free throw. Starks coming in, averaging 12.9 per game. He misses them both, but a new opportunity, and Starks immediately fires. Doesn't get that one either. Ryan Grant has it. 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
The Knicks are controlling the boards, and they're also controlling, we call it the tempo, the pace of this game.
Feed to Walt Williams. Williams with a double clutch, got it inside. Kings need a defensive stop right here, and then an opportunity maybe to add one more to their total and get them right back and maybe get the crowd back in the ball game.
If the Kings can play aggressive and stay close, just stay close, get under 10 points for this period.
Grab, however, by Mason, misses the turn. Grant loses the ball. Mason gets it back. So much for defensive stops. They had him stopped, and they had the possession, couldn't hang on. Deflection. Bonner chases it. Grabbed by Williams. So the Kings with 9 seconds to go. Spud for 3. He's got the bucket. It's a 5-point ball game.
Anthony has no idea how much time's on the clock.
And he didn't get it off in time, I don't think.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, they were going to give it to him. That was from behind the midcourt line, and it was very close to being a 55-foot three-pointer. Well, the crowd is energized at Arco as we take the break. 68-63 going to the fourth quarter.
Gillette introduces the next revolution in shaving closeness. Microfins. And they're only on the new Sensor XL. These microfins precede the blades. As Sensor XL's spring-mounted blades adjust to your face, these soft, flexible fins gently stretch your skin, so your beard stands up for the closest, most comfortable shave. Get closer than ever before. Get the new Gillette Sensor XL.
Welcome to Carl's Jr. Larry, I know what you've been dreaming about. You're hungry for a Mexican adventure. Go for it, Lair. The guacamole bacon cheeseburger. Only Carl's would combine zesty guacamole, spicy Santa Fe sauce, a big charbroiled burger, crispy bacon into a fiesta in a bun. Right, Larry?
Hasta la vista, baby!
Easy, hombre.
The guacamole bacon cheeseburger only at Carl's Jr., where the food is the star.
Christmas shopping can be stressful.
Try it when you're 8.
But at your local True Value, we make it easy. Even for a kid. With lots of great gifts.
And at prices that won't break the old piggy bank.
Like a coffee carafe gift set from Thermos for just $8.99. And this classic Bantam Swiss Army knife, just $5.77.
And parking? It's a piece of cake.
True Value. Gifts are just around the corner.
At Anheuser-Busch, our commitment to the environment is simple.
Put it back the way you found it. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Take only as much as you need.
Treat others the way you'd like to be treated.
You see, our rules are so simple a child can understand them. After all, we're doing it for our children. A pledge and a promise from Anheuser-Busch.
Little momentum builder from Spud Webb as the Kings closed the gap to 5 in the final seconds of the third quarter.
Well, eventually they had to stick a fork in that loose ball to come up with it after it bounced around 3 or 4 times and got that basket by Spud. But look at Walt Williams. This is where Walt Williams has to and can be effective on the inside.
First possession of the fourth quarter to the Knicks. They lead 68-63. 8 lead changes, 4 ties tonight. The veteran Herb Williams backing in on Michael Smith. The illegal defense call, the first of the night against either ball club. That's somewhat refreshing.
That is very refreshing, especially if you're a Kings fan, with all the illegal defenses they've been called for this season.
Through 3 quarters, checking the field goal numbers. Rebounds favoring the Knicks. Points in the paint favoring the Kings.
Kings are dominating in the paint, which is uncharacteristic. You would not expect that from a strong New York Knicks team, but the Knicks guards, who have been struggling early in the season, have now come to life here tonight.
Going to the free throw line will be Anthony Bonner for the New York Knicks. AB, 8 of 12 this season at the line. We mentioned he's played in only 6 games prior to tonight.
This guy who's been in Pat Riley's doghouse because he hasn't been as productive as Pat would like to see.
Knicks with an 11-7 record coming in tonight. Second place in the Atlantic Division, 4 back of Orlando. And this one rattles around and falls through for Bonner. Kings open the fourth quarter with Smith, Grant, Williams, Webb, and Richmond. This is Walt Williams. Brian Grant inside. Boy, has he been tough in the fourth quarter of recent games, and he gets a great start here on the Kings' first possession to make it a 4-point ball game.
Well, Bryant's been playing with confidence, and certainly the fourth quarter is one that he's been able to really showcase his talents.
Williams goes baseline for the turnaround. That's his bread and butter move over the years.
What a tough shot by Herb Williams, the veteran. This is his 14th season out of Ohio State.
7.5 years he wore an Indiana Pacers uniform, and he went to Dallas for 3.5 before being acquired by the Knicks. Knicks by 6. Here's Grant on the baseline, challenging Williams. Got a whistle here and a grab foul on the way. Good look at Brian Grant. Here's Charles Smith coming back in. Anthony Mason gets the breather from Pat Riley. Riley without the luxury of Charles Oakley tonight, and so he's had to juggle his minutes as far as his frontline players are concerned. Spud Webb finding Walt Williams. Williams with that hesitation move draws the foul. And the foul is on Anthony Bonner.
You mentioned the Knicks being without Charles Oakley. He had played in 268 consecutive games and not out here tonight for the Knicks, but this is a nice head and shoulder fake by Walt Williams to go back door. And again, we talk about his strength. This is a strength that Walt Williams can really help this club by getting to the basket or to the free throw line.
Wills got to the free throw line in Oakland 2 nights ago 14 times. Tonight he is making only his second visit. He's now 2 of 3 at the stripe, making 3 of 4. Making this a 4-point game once again. Bank of America proud to be a sponsor of tonight's Kings-Knicks matchup. Bank of America, banking on America. minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Williams spins. Quick little turn, and there's another big move by the veteran.
That's experience. That's exactly what that is. And Herb Williams is just going to give what the defense takes. And, you know, over the last 6 games, he's shooting an incredible 83% from the field.
Wow, that's an impressive number. And here's Richmond going for the long two. It's a long two-pointer. He thought it was going to be there for 3. That was not the case. Williams with a steal for Sacramento. Smith running the floor. Long lead to the animal. Blocked by Williams, grabbed by Smith. 2 pump fakes, back up, short. Ball's loose and controlled by the Knicks, Anthony Bonner. Yeah, there was a big sequence for the Kings and a chance to make it a 2-point game.
You still have to like the hustle and the aggressiveness. The Kings are staying close.
Charles Smith outside to Anthony for 3. Got it. Barely rippled the cords. Greg Anthony with his 16th three-pointer in 38 attempts this season.
Spud Webb showing a little bit of despair in that shot. He didn't want to get that far away from Anthony because he knows he's a streaky shooter.
Brian Grant on the edge of the block. Clock inside 10. Almost got away from him, but he ends up making the move for the score. Lionel Simmons, who played 7 minutes in the first half, has the sweats off. He's waiting to check in. It's 76-71, New York by 5.
Brian Grant asking for a substitution. He's a little tired out there on the floor.
Big play. Smith. It's a 3-point opportunity, and Walt Williams may be hurt. We'll wait and see. He's still on his back and grimacing.
I think he's all right.
Looks
like
he
he might
okay.
have turned his ankle slightly, but I think he's okay.
Charles Smith is going to get to the free throw line. Well, even without Oakley, here's Lionel Simmons checking in. 3 points, 2 boards tonight for the L-Train in his debut in this season. Knicks tonight 12 of 16 from the free throw line. Patrick Ewing has come back in for Pat Riley. I was going to make the comment, Derek, when you're getting those baskets from Herb Williams with Ewing on the bench, it's almost a bonus for the Knicks.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. It's called gravy in the NBA, and anytime your backup center, your backup players can give you some added lift on the offensive end, you'll take that every night.
Richmond again isolated. Got a hand check foul on Derrick Harper. Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
I think this game is going to be decided on the free throw line. The Kings are going to have to continue to be aggressive to get to the basket, but down the stretch, they have to make free throws.
Yeah, I'm going to say, did they call that?
That's a pass.
Yeah. They called a foul on Derrick Harper again. I was concerned for a moment because Gary Benson started moving toward the opposite end of the floor, and that's usually your first tip-off that it might be an offensive foul.
Well, Mitch was being very aggressive, trying to get inside, and no question about the contact.
Mitch doesn't get it. Williams has the rebound. Williams and Ewing, both big men on the front line with Charles Smith. It's a big 3-man front for the Knicks right now. They lead by 8. They immediately go to Ewing. Faces up on Polynice, doesn't get it. Back tap. Lionel Simmons comes away for Sacramento. Just over 8 minutes to go in the ballgame. Webb weaves through traffic. He wraps it around to Michael Smith. But Polynice fakes the pull-up. Can't get the jump hook. Goes to Spud Webb. Leans in. Pass to a slicing Simmons. Misses it. Tackles. Gets his own rebound. Grabbed by Michael Smith. Blocked from the backside. No foul called and out of bounds. And St. Jean just hurdles toward midcourt.
A lot of contact underneath, and you have to like the aggressive play by the Kings, trying to keep that ball alive on the offensive glass, but I thought something should have been called by way of foul.
Poked away from Richmond, out of bounds by Harper. Starks coming back in. John Starks with 17 points lead the Knicks' balance attack tonight. Ewing has 15, Charles Smith 15, Anthony Mason 14. Rebound numbers, New York by 6. Richmond against Starks. Doubled by Ewing. Lionel Simmons from the baseline, can't get the shot, clock's at 5. Spud Webb drives, kicks to Simmons at 2, he fires, doesn't get it. Ewing with a rebound, and he's hooked from the backside by Polynice. Abdelnaby making his first appearance for the Kings in this one tonight as Michael Smith comes out. Smith with 2 points, 9 rebounds for Sacramento. New York, though, methodically controlling this ball game. Charles Smith against Simmons. Offensive foul. Herb Williams came out. Or was it a travel? Yes. I thought Crawford called it. No, he called the travel. I thought maybe he called an offensive foul on the pick set by Herb Williams. We'll take a look.
Look at Charles Smith. Watch his foot. Yeah, a little drag. That's a good call.
That's one that can easily go undetected. Boy, the Kings struggling to get assisted baskets tonight. Only 9.
The reason for that, a lot of isolations. The Knicks have shut down the plays that the Kings want to try to run. So therefore, Gary St. Jean has gone to a different plan, which is to try to get some one-on-one or two-on-two type situations.
Mitch Richmond and Ala Abdelnaby were lobbying for something with Gary Benson. And then Crawford came over and said, let's play ball. He'd heard enough. And Mitch and Crawford are still jawing each other as Spud puts his streak on the line, and the streak is broken. That is his first miss of the season. In this, his first attempt of the night. He had hit 34 consecutive to lead the NBA. 7-point ball game with still plenty of time to go in this one.
You don't believe a guy like Spud, who's a 10-year veteran, doesn't think about free throws. He comes out every day to practice and stays late to continue to work on those.
Starts with a no-look feed, and Patrick Ewing hammers it with the right hand. Boy, that was a pretty setup from John Starks.
It was a nice setup because Starks had been looking aggressively to the basket. Holden Polonese tried to switch out.
Simmons feeds baseline to Abdelnaby, looking for Richmond. Starks trying to front him. Clock inside 10. Mitch with a spin, Starks with a flop, Mitch with a hoop. Richmond has 17, make it 19 on 8 of 18 from the floor.
Even with Patrick Ewing in the game and Herb Williams, who are both good shot blockers, the Kings have to still continue to look for shots inside that 10-foot range.
Ewing loses the ball. Richmond to Webb. Webb in the middle, drives on Harper, circles out to Richmond. Little stutter step, no travel, shot, rims, no good. Tip to keep it alive. Ewing snags it. Kings need a quick burst here to get a little momentum, get this crowd alive. Ewing, incidentally, that was his 15th rebound tonight to go with 17 points. Here's the big guy deep on the block, stripped away, out of bounds to New York. We get a mandatory timeout now. 5:46 to play in the fourth quarter. New York leading by 7, 81-74 as we take the time as well.
Some automobiles win design competitions. Some win races. The Toyota Camry Coupe has won the most coveted prize of all, the hearts of its owners. They see it as a reflection of Camry's unmatched reputation for quality, style, and refined performance. But most of all, they see it as a reflection of themselves. Introducing the redesigned Toyota Camry Coupe.
Everybody to the Michigan rag. I watch this while me's wild amphibious wag. Look in my eyes and repeat after me. I will watch the WP. Other networks, they're just not for me. And that frog, he's so darn funny. I will send him a big money fine. Care of the WP.
Well, the Kings are thoroughly entertaining this year. If you'd like to be part of the action at Arcos, check out the calendar here. Call 923-BASS. The Washington Bullets next Tuesday. Thursday night of next week, the Timberwolves are in town. And then a couple of days after Christmas, a Tuesday night, the Kings face the Trailblazers for the third time this season.
Kings have not had an awful lot of success in this fourth period with getting to the basket, but this is one of the shots that Mitch Richmond's going to make, one of the 4 shots that the Kings have made in this period. The Knicks have played very aggressive defensively, holding the Kings to only 36% from the field in this quarter.
Great matchup of all-stars again tonight. You see Richmond with 19, Starks with 17. Mitch has missed 11 shots. Whistle on a foul call against the Kings. Wanted to mention before that last break that the Knicks were in the penalty with the foul that put Spud Webb at the line. The Kings are now within one team foul of going into the penalty as Patrick Ewing steps up. Patrick Ewing just flows along, the 7-footer in his 10th year. First player selected out of Georgetown, 1985. Boy, look at the lane violations. There were all kinds of guys in there, and that little hesitation before Ewing released it. Lead back up to 9 now for New York. Over 5.5 minutes remaining in this one. Knicks have missed only one field goal attempt in the fourth quarter. Kings are 4 of 11. Richmond double team, so Abdelnaby challenges. Gets it. Cut basket for Allah. Down on the paint.
Abdelnaby has been responding with the few minutes that he's playing each game, and by responding, he's rebounding, he's playing good defense, and he's also scoring.
After the game, make a fast break for a Unocal 76 station for quality 76 gasolines, as the Kings now have 76, but trail by 7. Ewing misses, Colonies for the board. Kings will push now. Webb feeds the wing to Simmons, back out to Spud. Spud challenges, kicks it back to Abdelnaby, 16-footer on the way, clanks it. And they watched that one a little bit. Had time to spot up and get a good look, and it came out the right side. Time becoming a factor. 4:40 to go in the ballgame. Harper to Ewing. Look out. Challenged and fouled by Abdelnaby. He had to alter the shot because he was ready to power it down. Brian Grant coming in the last 3 games. We mentioned how strong he's been in the fourth quarter, playing all 12 minutes, 12 points, 88% of his shots.
I think what Grant's going to be needed to do more of is play aggressive defense here and try to get some rebounds. The Kings have been unsuccessful with keeping the Knicks away from the offensive glass this evening, and that's how the Knicks have really gotten this lead. They're getting second and third chances to put the ball in the basket.
Patrick Ewing. We talk about his scoring ability, his rebounding ability. He's also in the top 10 all-time among shot blockers now in the NBA. The lead to 9 for New York with 4:35 remaining. Kings have Webb, Richmond, Abdelnaby, Colonies, and Grant. Anthony Mason with a defensive assignment on Brian Grant. Clock's at 5. Here's the drive. The little flip hits the side of the backboard. Harper in transition to Starks. Starks puts it up. Ball is knocked loose. Will we get a basket interference?
Yep. Yes, I think
we will. Bill Spooner, the trail official, has the call. Somebody had a hand and was hanging on the rim there for a second.
Brian Grant is actually going to come in and lose his balance and gets just enough of the rim while the ball was up above the cylinder. Watch this. See his left hand?
Left hand, yeah.
Just enough of the ball while the ball is up in the air after it either touches the backboard or goes in the cylinder. Technically speaking, that is a goaltend on the defensive end.
Well, we've got a conference going on here amongst Spooner, Benson, and Crawford. Crawford apparently is going to buy it, I think. Well, Spooner comes to the scorer's table.
Would be a basket for the Knicks.
We'll wait for the announcement.
No basket.
Could be a technical foul. That's what it's going to be. Technical foul has been assessed. So Starks at the line. The basket does not count, but a free throw opportunity, and Starks takes advantage of it. So that was for the hand on the iron, apparently. Now we'll have a jump ball at center circle, I think. And we got a technical foul here.
Webb. It's on Spud.
Well, Spud Webb apparently said something that Joey Crawford didn't enjoy hearing. And so the Knicks, who are on top by 10, can now take their biggest lead of the night, and they do. So things unraveling a bit here for the Kings, who pushed to within 4 early in the fourth quarter, but New York has taken control. Starks with 19 points, also has tonight 9 assists, which is a season high for John Starks.
The Knicks are finding a rhythm, and they're finding this rhythm on both ends of the court. Their guards are being very effective.
Was that a steal on the tap? I don't think he even left his feet, did he? Just reached over and swatted it.
That's what happened at the opening tap as well.
Ewing outside to Starks, penetrates, skips it out to Harper for a 2. Off the iron, tracked down by Olden Polynice. 3:45 to go in the ball game. Richmond rims it, doesn't go for 3. Patrick Ewing claiming still another rebound tonight. That's 17 boards for the big fellow. That's a season high. His previous best, 15 on 2 occasions. His career high in rebounding is 26. Starts for 3. Not there. Long rebound out to Ewing. Chance for the Knicks to just milk the clock down. Patrick Ewing with a drop step, jump hook. This one hangs and falls. Kings will take timeout. New York on top now by 13 as the Knicks have taken control. They've taken the crowd out of it here at Arco, and we'll take a timeout.
For gifts that entertain, you'll save at Tower. Over 100 laser discs are on sale, including the suspenseful thriller Blown Away, the action-packed adventure Speed,
There's a bomb on a bus. What do you do?
the lighthearted western Maverick,
You were good. No, you weren't just good. You were very good.
and Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
What's this? There's white things in the air.
You'll save at Tower.
I got a foul.
Wow.
Right here.
It wouldn't have been a foul if you made the
First one
shot.
I've called, man. Come on. Still game point. Okay, ready? What is this, your mother coming to get you in here? See that? In the NBA, some guys start talking about your mama, you don't listen up. You stay right here. My mother, my father, my dog, my brothers and sisters, I'm all about the game. Baby, you better get hungry. You're not going to be there with me.
Knicks have only taken 10 shots in the fourth quarter, 6 of them successful, and let's watch the big fellow at work.
So we talked about in the open that Patrick Ewing was hungry. He needs to be fed, and the Knicks are now starting to look for him and give him the ball down there almost every opportunity. Whether he takes a shot or not, at least give him a touch of the ball down on the block.
Last 3 games, he'd averaged 26 points. Richmond for 3, short, rebound loose, tracked down by Walt Williams. Williams is fouled. Starks, in a state of disbelief, apparently got popped in the face there as Williams made the initial move. Well, Williams will go to the line. Let's see if we can see it here.
Well, John's asking how he can foul somebody with his face.
Well, Williams gets the free throw. Tickets for individual Kings home games are on sale now. You can get those tickets at the Arco Arena box office, any Bass ticket outlet, or you can just pick up the phone. Call 923-BASS. 11-point ball game, under 3 minutes to go. Knicks in control here. Derrick Harper milking the clock, which is down to 10. Now Starks frees up, fires, hits it, got a whistle.
Block on Ewing.
On Ewing down inside. That's 3 on Patrick. So Starks is denied an opportunity to go to 21 on the night. Olden Polynice looks for Brian Grant, challenging Ewing. Doesn't get it.
Going against Patrick Ewing, you have to go up very aggressive and strong and awfully quick. And Brian went up a little deliberate, got that shot blocked.
11-point New York lead and a foul call here. This one on Brian Grant. Both teams in the penalty, so with each team foul, clubs go to the free throw line.
I think Brian Grant, coming into the NBA this year, realized he'd be playing center against some of the best centers in the world.
Ewing has been very strong at the free throw line tonight. He's now hit 8 of 9. He has 24 total points. Kings are certainly in jeopardy of their lowest point total of the year. 84 was the lowest this season, and that was in that 20-point loss here at Arco to the Portland Trailblazers early in the season. They trail now 91-78 as Ewing has 25 on the night.
You know it's going to be a low-scoring game when the Knicks are in town.
Grant again to challenge. This time he had the opportunity, but the shot didn't go. Polynice tipped it down for Sacramento. 2 minutes left in the contest. Well, Pat Riley concentrated on defense in the final practice before the Knicks left the East Coast for this 3-game swing, and apparently that concentration has paid a handsome dividend in the start of this 3-game trip. Ewing. Offensive foul on Patrick. Well, a little moral victory there for the rookie.
Well, Brian Grant's working as hard as he can to try to defend Patrick Ewing. And if you notice, the left elbow actually went into the chest. Watch the left elbow of Ewing go right into the chest and the jaw of Brian Grant. That's a good call.
Kings down 11. They need bunches of points in a hurry. Richmond trying to do something. Penetrates. Double clutch. This time he does get the call. Boy, Mitch has penetrated time and again tonight, but he's only been to the free throw line 2 times.
Well, Patrick Ewing's picked up about 3 quick fouls here in the last minute or so. But, you know, just being aggressive, and this is what the Kings should have started off the second half. They started off getting a couple quick baskets and kind of laid back and got away from the game plan that got them back into the game. You have to be aggressive against a team like the Knicks and play your game.
Take a look now at the Carl Jr. game summary. Ewing, you see his numbers tonight. Starks breaking out of his slump in the 4th quarter for the Kings. Only 30% from the floor. Only 10 team assists tonight. That is a huge number of its own. Richmond now has 21 as he gets both free throws. 9-point New York lead. Kings with pressure in the back. Stripped away from Smith, out of bounds to New York. Kings collapsed 3 men on Charles Smith there to knock it away. Ewing wants him to spread things out here, anticipating the pressure. Harper faces the trap. To Starks on the wing. Knicks absolutely in no hurry here. Starks for 3. Not there. Rebound grabbed by Walt Williams. 1:09 to go. Williams down the lane, dumps for Richmond, and they don't connect.
Had a good idea. Failed to make eye contact.
Only the 12th turnover tonight by the Kings. That's a very good number, but it's not reflected on the scoreboard as the Kings are still down 9. Ewing misses the little turn jump hook. Kings with 49 seconds to go. Walt Williams to spot for 3. Not there. Knicks will be playing tomorrow night in Phoenix against the Suns. Bounce feed to Ewing. Got the hammer rip this time. Baseline left. 93-82. Only 25 seconds remaining in this one, and the Knicks will continue their domination against Sacramento. They will have now won 10 of the last 11 meetings. Hand check foul called here. We'll put Walt Williams at the free throw line with only 18 and a fraction seconds remaining.
And it still amazes me the way the New York media and also the New York fans criticize this Knicks team. I mean, they're still a good basketball team. They're in 2nd place, and they're playing good basketball. They're fundamentally sound. They're not going to win the championship this early in the season, so they have to build on something.
How about Pat Riley in all of his years of coaching? Never won fewer than 50 games in his seasons. 93-84 on the free throws from Williams. Here comes Ewing again. He walked all over the place before he kicked it out. Doesn't make any difference at this point. Knicks just spreading the floor. Brian Grant commits the foul with 1.8 to go. Kings will get an opportunity to avenge this one at Madison Square Garden late in January. It'll be a Thursday night, January 23rd. That'll be the second and final meeting of the year between the clubs. Gary St. Jean takes a seat and just shakes his head. And how about those Knicks?
I like the New York Knicks team. I like what they have, the veteran leadership they have. They had 5 guys. Doc Rivers was released today, but now they have 4 guys with 10 or more years of experience. And, you know, you got to respect a team like that. When they come in, they know the business they have to take care of.
Second one on the way. Good. Less than 2 seconds to go. This one is going to go into the books, it looks like, as a 10-point New York win. That's it. It's over at Arco, and the Knicks, for the 10th time in the last 11 games, have beaten Sacramento. Pat Riley concentrated on defense. He made the extra work pay off. He remembers a road trip west last year when the Knicks were struggling before they came to Sacramento. He took them to Reno, and they didn't even think about basketball for a day, and then came down here and launched a 15-game winning streak. Yeah, Riley with a smile, certainly pleased with the effort of his club. For a team in turmoil, they look pretty good, even without one of their frontline starters tonight in Charles Oakley. A 10-point Knicks victory. We'll come back to courtside at Arco in just a moment.